Roman Reigns' next few challengers could be a few big superstars, so we'll see what's going on there. Another new member for Judgment Day is starting to get reported, and what could Alexa Bliss be up to on Raw? We'll be getting into all these stories and more. Let's start things off with the newly reported fourth member of Judgment Day. Ever since Judgment Day first became a faction on WWE television, all these reported names to join the group have been correct so far. Originally, when the reports came out on Judgment Day, it was reported that there was some strong pitches going around for heel Edge to lead a heel faction with Damian Priest as his first member. Literally a few days after that report came out, Damian Priest was joining Edge at WrestleMania 38. Then, a few days later, it was reported that Rhea Ripley was pitched for the group. Follow that up a few weeks later, and Rhea Ripley did in fact end up in Judgment Day. So that's been the trend so far. Every Judgment Day member that pops up in the reports have all been accurate so far. And now there's a fourth name rumored to join Edge. And this fourth member is reportedly Finn Balor. Now, this isn't that big of a shock because we've been talking about how perfect of a member Finn Balor would be for Judgment Day since he was brought into the storyline by saving AJ Styles from Edge and Damian Priest. We went over this theory a few times over the last few weeks, but just to quickly recap, it just makes perfect sense. Finn Balor falls perfectly into the description of what Edge is looking for with Judgment Day members. Finn Balor is a highly gifted superstar, a fan favorite talent. Everyone loves the Demon, and everything else that he brings to the table. But the only real issue is that he was never able to re-enter the main event scene and capture a world title following his 2016 injury and live up to his capabilities. Finn Balor went down in the history books as the first ever Universal Champion. But as everyone knows, he had to let that title go 24 hours later, thanks to an unfortunate injury, and hasn't been able to get the title back since. He has had a few close moments, such as his world title matches with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but he came out on the losing side during both of those feuds. The only time Finn Balor really broke through and had a massive main event success again was when he turned heel in NXT during his second run there. Finn turned heel, captured the NXT World title, and spent a long time as NXT's biggest star. But when he came back to the main roster, he was back to being a babyface and being a bit lost in the shuffle like he was before he went back to NXT. But the key thing to note here is that Finn Balor reached the most success recently when he turned heel in NXT. And like we mentioned before, what's one thing Finn Balor has never done on the main roster before? The answer is turn heel. And that's where Judgment Day comes into play, because they give Finn Balor that opportunity to turn heel and try to get back on the proper track for his career. And this is something that a lot of fans discussed when Finn first came out to save AJ Styles. Everyone was wondering if this would eventually end with Judgment Day breaking Finn Balor, and according to these reports, that's exactly what might go down here. So AJ Styles is calm and collective because he is his longtime best friend, Finn Balor, by his side. AJ and Finn have been friends since before they both came into WWE, which in the end would only make the betrayal even more vicious and unexpected. AJ is thinking that he doesn't have anything to worry about. He trusts Finn Balor more than anyone else in the locker room, but he's got something else coming for him if and when Finn decides to turn on him for Judgment Day. So maybe Finn has been working undercover with Judgment Day this entire time, or maybe he'll actually make a decision to join them down the line. But regardless of the circumstances, it's going to be the same shocking result for AJ Styles. AJ is going to be attacked by Finn Balor either way, and Finn's going to be standing over him with the rest of Judgment Day by his side. Maybe Finn's betrayal will go down similar to how Seth's betrayal with the Shield went down. Something along those lines seems very possible. Then, the Judgment Day would even be more of a unit with Edge, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and now Finn Balor. Heel Finn will definitely be a lot of fun to see on the main roster for the first time, and hopefully the direction for Judgment Day continues to stay strong. With Finn Balor eventually being in the group, maybe he and Damian Priest can go after the tag team titles. Rhea Ripley goes after the women's title, and Edge tries to get back into the world title scene. If all four members can hold on to a title at once, they'll be well on their way of being a dominant faction. But what are your thoughts on the idea of Finn Balor joining Judgment Day? Is that something you want to see? With Roman Reigns missing Hell in a Cell and the list of challengers getting shorter and shorter, what could be next for Roman Reigns? Well, reports have come out with two big names that are being talked about as the next potential challengers for Roman Reigns. And those two rumor names are Randy Orton and Riddle. Everyone has been talking more and more over the last few weeks about how Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton feud would be very interesting to see. Randy Orton is one of the biggest WWE superstars left that Roman Reigns hasn't faced during this title reign, so they could really do something special there. Roman Reigns and Riddle could also be special, and they've been going back and forth a bit as well. Roman said that Riddle wasn't a Hall of Fame caliber superstar, and then Riddle kneed him on SmackDown a few days later. And the way RK Bro has sort of been involved with Roman Reigns over the last few months makes it seem even more reasonable that one or the both of them will get some cracks at Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is still expected to main event Money in the Bank and SummerSlam this summer, so maybe that's where some of these matches against Riddle and Randy Orton could take place at. So be on the lookout for these potential matchups for Roman Reigns. Alexa Bliss has just returned to Raw, and hopefully this return is permanent this time around and won't end up like the Elimination Chamber return, which still, to this day, doesn't make much sense. But what could be in the near future for Alexa Bliss? Well, Alexa appears to be babyface, and they only want big heels for Bianca Belair to face. So that means that Alexa may still be out of the title picture for a while longer. Alexa hasn't held a singles title in 4 years, but it looks like that drought may continue for a little while longer. So if she's not going to be in the title picture, what can we look towards with Alexa Bliss? Well, for starters, hopefully we can continue to unwrap the personality of the new Alexa Bliss. Alexa seems to be in somewhat of a normal state, but she's holding Lily, so we can't be that certain. So it'll be fun to see if they continue to reveal to us more about Alexa's current character. If she's healing, is she almost back to normal, or is she continuing to go dark? Fans have also discussed the idea of Lacey Evans being a first good feud for Alexa Bliss. Word came out last week that Lacey was transferring over to Raw to be a heel, so what if Lacey makes that big heel turning moment on Alexa Bliss? That would be an interesting first feud back for the both of them. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.